Hello. Hi,
Hello.
Bianca.
We have to do our intro. Hello and welcome to another episode of no, not
A/B
A.
testing.
Da
We need
da
a
da
bet. Yeah.
da
We'll
da
work
da
on
da
our intro. We
da.
can practice.
Okay. So we'll
Yeah.
that's on our to-do list. So we'll have
Yeah.
but we keep the jingle.
Maybe maybe we just spend this whole episode brainstorming intros.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we'll keep the music.
Yeah.
We'll keep the music, and that's really the focus of our
Yeah.
stream today. Is we're workshopping an intro.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep the let's build. We'll keep
Let's
that
build. Yeah.
the pitch. The let's
Sweet.
build. Okay,
No,
that's
but
great.
what are we actually talking about today?
Okay, so today we are talking about AI. I feel like I have to
Dum
use a
dum
very
dum. You think it's like it's like a very gotta put some gravitas behind
AI.
it.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, how are you feeling about?
When's the first time that you did an AI thing? Like when's the first time before all the Gen AI that we're in right now? What was the first time that you saw it and were like, this is kind of interesting?
Well, I feel like even it was okay. That's a lovely question because I think the thing about AI was AI is all around us.
Yeah.
So, whether it was in your email, whether it was places like that. So I do think definitely it was so incorporated, into the day to day. So definitely on email,
Yeah.
things like LinkedIn, I feel like definitely leveraged, some of those things. But yeah, what
Yeah.
was
It
what
was
was that for you?
well, I'm thinking back. I feel like the first one where you're like, oh, it was like Netflix, right? Like everyone's talking about how Netflix suggestions was but they called it ML. It was more like machine learning back then was
Yeah,
what they
yeah.
called it than AI. And in fact, a lot of the startups that I worked on years ago, I mean, this is almost 10 years ago at this point, were around doing stuff very manually at first with the eventual idea that we use ML to make it like more real. But I don't know, that's basically just a statistics play, right?
hmm
ML is
Yeah,
cool.
I would definitely,
Um,
yeah, I feel like if I think about back to that LinkedIn example, which is that people you may know, right? So a
yeah,
lot of those hey, so if you know so and so, you probably know somebody else. So I do think
yeah,
we started to see those drops of AI or pieces of just how are we leveraging data in more expansive ways. So I would say it's been interesting to kind of see that progression.
yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like, with AI right now, there's lots of excitement. What are you excited about? What's interesting for you there?
So the thing that's been, and this has been for a while, so just going back to more of experiences with AI in the past before I get to what's interesting now. In grad school, I did robotics, and the place where we would use AI was in vision, right? Can you
Hmm.
figure out what's around you in vision? And I was floored in, I mean, what year was I? In 2018, I think I was in grad school, and in about 15 20 minutes on my computer I had an image detection, what is in this image, where is it in the
Yeah.
image. And I just thought that stuff was so cool. And I played a lot with that in my grad school research. But yeah, the new world's just a lot easier. Things that are kind of exciting me right now, I'm really looking forward to more integrated multimodal. Can you take a text or image or voice and spit out something, either image, text, voice, like that? I think that that's the thing that's kind of I'm excited for, and you're starting to see it a little bit, and we might even play with a little bit of that later today.
Ooh,
Yeah.
fancy.
What
Yeah, I
What about
think
you?
I think for me, definitely whenever there's new technologies, it's always exciting to see what is possible. What can
Hmm.
we build? So I think for me, definitely always super exciting to see how are we playing with the new tech. So I
Yeah.
think that definitely is exciting. And then also just again, how do we collaborate with technology to bring about some new things? And I think that's where we're starting to even see some curiosity around, AI. how does AI play with society? How does AI play with our different industries? So I think there's definitely that curiosity. But for me, I think definitely it's like this is an opportunity for us to explore, to test things out, to try new builds. So I think for me, like whenever there's like new tech, it's always great to see what are our interpretations of it. So excited about that.
Yeah. That's a really good point. Like, and how people are using it. And I think we've
Yeah.
seen something interesting, which is like there's a few clear winners and like I have an algorithm, right? There's there's the open AIs, the Googles,
Hmm.
the Metas, like there's some open source ones that are really cool, like Anthropic, things like that. I said Anthropic open source, can't remember, but there are some cool open source ones. But then it's like the places where I've seen it be used that's really exciting is not like end to end AI does everything. There's like a little piece of the puzzle that's really hard to code. Really, like it's a fuzzy thing where it's
Hmm.
like it's the rule is a little bit weird, and like throwing AI on that, I think that's like kind of what excites me the most. It's like most of it procedurally what's going to happen, and then at some point you like sprinkle in the AI to get over that little hump so you don't have to program every possible scenario, um which I think that's pretty cool. It like makes
Yeah.
coding a lot easier.
And it's like the less time you could spend doing that, you can spend more time again, just even thinking about like, okay, well, how do I add on to this? How do I expand it? So I do think the more time that we're able to spend time, like building more, that's always
Yeah.
pretty.
Have you gotten around to building anything with AI yet?
Not yet, but
Okay.
there are a few kind of angles that I'm looking into or I'm thinking. So like I'm trying to think like where would I start, right? Like if I were building
Mhm.
something, fitness is huge for me. So I
Okay.
do think there's like how do I, you know, think about my workouts? How do I leverage the data that I already have from my workouts to make them a bit more efficient? So I think there might be some stuff there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking
Speaking
like
of workouts, I did see a cool demo recently somewhere on Twitter, and I wish I knew who it was off the top of my head, and I
okay.
don't. But someone basically filmed themselves working out,
Mhm.
and then fed it into one of the like like video comprehension AI tools, and was like,
Mhm.
analyze my workout, put in a JSON all the different weights and reps that I did for each workout, and give me a critique for
Ah.
every workout. And basically wrote himself his own personal trainer in like a matter of minutes, which is pretty cool.
Okay. So that's pretty exciting. So I think definitely that's like an area. Are there any areas for you that you're thinking like you could see yourself like building more on?
Um, there's a lot of stuff I want to build. The in general, the stuff that I'm trying to build, like we got to do some internal AI work, and I kind of built like a tool that helped me interact with different startups for office hours. And it's kind of like I really like the idea of like taking some of the manual tasks that I have a lot and building something out. So
Mhm.
like when I talk to startups, usually I talk to them, and then I have like my follow up is like, hey, here's a whole bunch of like links to Twilio docs that like you can use. And
Fun.
I really wish that was a little more automated. So one day I will get to the point where I can automate that, where it's like, hey, we talked about WhatsApp and messaging services and you know different country regulations, and like it'll just like pull those links. That's the dream. But I think I think we should build something today. I'm actually ready
Okay.
to build something today, and
Okay. Okay.
I have an idea around food to build something. Sound good to you?
I'm a food person. I love
Yeah.
food. I mean, we all love food. Okay, what are you thinking? What's
Well, I don't let's think about what we want it to do, but I want to use OpenAI has a basically a vision. What do they call it? Hold on, I got they have like a vision understanding. Basically GPT-4 can understand images. Um I want to use that for something with pictures of food, right? I want pictures of food that don't get posted on social media, right? That's what I want to play with. Were you ever one
just
of those
go
people?
going against the grain. I every now and then I'll like scroll back and I'm like, wow, this is not Instagrammable. This does not look good. Like, I feel like the Thanksgiving plates sometimes are hit or miss. Like, I'm like, this is not very Instagrammable, but it's good though. It's great,
I
great tasting.
I have a friend who's Japanese, and every New Year's would do like a Japanese dinner, or every New Year's Day she does like this whole big like feast that she makes. And she
Hmm.
definitely had one of her friends who's like very artsy come over and like make the perfect plate to like put it on Instagram. And I was like watching her do it. I'm like, first of all, that looks great. Like no nothing, no diss there, but like, what is happening?
You know, priorities, priorities,
Yeah.
Alex.
The
So
food was
instead,
amazing, and I'm very grateful that I got invited though. But like, I was just like, okay,
all right,
this is happening.
okay. So for the okay, I see the vision. I do. I
Yeah,
do. Okay, so you're thinking food for sure. And
yeah, with
then
a
so
picture.
definitely okay.
Yeah, and then like, what do we want it to do to interpret a picture? Like, I was thinking one, with like health stuff before, I've kept food
Mhm.
journals, so we could have it like, take a picture and be like, this is the stuff in the food. That could be
Okay.
cool. Or we
Yeah.
could try to push it to the next level and be like, how do I make this thing that I took a picture of?
That's true. Yeah, or even yeah, I feel like even if you see someone else's dish, being able to be like, "Oh, what's in this?" Like,
Yeah.
what
You know,
can
it'd be
you
funny, but I don't want to make something in a restaurant where you could take a picture of somebody else's food and be like, "What was that?" I'm at so and so
I
restaurant. What is this dish?
So I have done that plenty of times. So like whenever I'm literally about to order, I'm glad you brought this up because whenever I'm about to order, I'll ask the way I'm like, what did they order? What was that? So I'll start. So I think you're onto something. I think you're onto something. So that could be some
Yeah.
iterations. Okay, so taking a picture of food, maybe the
Yeah, let's start with
ingredient.
just taking a picture of food and spitting out ingredients. Because I mean, all the things that we've talked about are basically just like changing the prompt, right? Which is the fun thing about
Yeah.
AI. You kind of write the backbone of the code, and then like you can just tweak the prompt and have it do different things. Um, I want to do this all via text message because we're Twilio, and because then I can host it all in a function. Um,
Hmm.
but then there's the other piece, which is like, for now I'm just going to do a straight function call, I think, to do it. But like, you could eventually make it be like a studio app. Maybe we even start in studio where you like tell it what you want it to do. Like, maybe it's like, what menu item is this, how do I make this, or what's the food in it. We could even, I don't know if we want it, do you want to go for like a three for like, what's the,
Wow.
they could do all those
Ambition.
things.
You're ambitious. You're ambitious. Why not? Why not? We could see how much we where we land,
Okay,
but I,
let's,
I think
yeah, let's start with the straight function and go.
okay.
um Sweet. So I'll code today. I will, I'm gonna put a I'm gonna code today. I do a lot of live coding. This is great. We're gonna get Bianca coding at some point.
You
So
are. You
yeah,
are.
at some
I'm
point.
like
Um
soon
Sweet.
come. Stay tuned.
Chef Brent, if you wanna start my screen share. There we go. I'm just moving around a lot. If this is too small for anybody, let me know. This one looks a little small. We're gonna make that a little bigger. So I'm gonna
Mhm.
use the Twilio serverless CLI for this. So let me just get into my right folder. Twilio serverless. Uh, is it init? I think init. And then what's the project name going to be? We're going to do, we'll call it food for thought. Okay,
I
so
like the
this is just going
naming.
to like, thanks. Oh, letters or hyphens. Okay. Oh, it wants it again. Hold on. Let me just get out of that. Food for thought. Okay. So this is going to like create the whole app for me, which I don't like creating things from scratch. So this makes my life a little bit easier. Okay, we got Felipe's in here. We got Frackberg. I'm just looking at the chat while this loads.
The whole
Um,
crew is here.
yeah. But I love, this is like the serverless CLI is like my favorite thing at Twilio.
Hmm.
Um, cool. And then I'm gonna go ahead and open it in VS Code. You guys are gonna get to see my all the different projects I work on. So what do we call it? Food for thought. Oh, it's right there. Cool. Let's just open that there.
Glad you're here,
Sweet, sweet.
Frackberg.
Yeah, we missed you. I helping the kiddo put together his new PC. That's a good reason to to be late to miss it out to miss out. So cool. Sweet. So this is it. I also want to get my terminal up because I like to have a terminal here. Sweet. So I love this because it also gives me some intros. The one thing I know I'm going to need to do is we're going to use OpenAI for this. So this is the OpenAI vision, but the quick start here, let's just get OpenAI in here for Node.js. There we go. It's this easy. It would be fun to do a show where you don't actually type anything and you just copy and paste stuff. That'd be kind of a fun little code challenge.
We'll explore all the things.
Cool. So now we got OpenAI in here. So now I can use OpenAI. Sweet. And then I'm just going to like copy one of these functions. So like this is one where you just basically get the message and send back hello world. And so I might just like work from here. What are these SMS ones now? Oh yeah, here. Reply to a message. Protected. Let's just create a new one here. So we'll create a new function. And we'll call it food ID.js. That's fine. I always debate on like dashes versus underscores. Maybe I'll just start using dashes. Cool. So the first line in any of these things is going to be just, let me just copy this stuff because this is just helpful. And I can actually delete these, but I don't care right now. I'll do it later. So this basically gives me all of the different things that I need in order to like send stuff back to Twilio. Context is like who it was from and things like that. So that's good. But okay, so let me just think about, it doesn't, too much stuff. So let's think about what we need to do for this app. What are the first things? Do you want to help me outline it, Bianca?
Let's see. I mean, let's see.
So someone's going to be sending a text, right? So we need to like receive and get info on the text.
So getting your information. So it needs to pull that data. Yeah.
And then respond.
Get, send, respond.
Oh, okay. We're going to see. I have the Copilot turned on. It might just write too much code for me. We'll find out.
Only time will tell.
Yeah. Okay. Someone said something about glasses on, so we're just going to go like, we're just
make it a little larger.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Are we good now?
I don't know if that helped too much, but cool. So, cool. Boo, boo, boo. That's great, says Chef Brent. So the info in a message is in the context. So I just like looking this stuff up in the docs. I actually need to go to, So this is the docs for the serverless, for all the serverless stuff. And then during function execution, there's kind of these three objects we have. We have context, events, and callback. So context, it says like provides the information about the environment. Events is the actual request to the Twilio function. And then callback is what goes back to the Twilio function at the end. Cool. So, so like, I feel like, do we need to do this get Twilio client? We don't need the Twilio client because it's already in there. So that we're going to skip the context for now. But when it comes to event objects, there we go. So like this would be all the stuff that we're going to get from a message in the event. And so the things we're going to need are like, we're eventually going to need a reply. So we're going to need the like from number. And then this doesn't specifically have media in it. See, num media 0, but we're going to have to pull media out of it too, because there's going to be a picture.
Parse that out. Yeah, so we can parse that out. So yeah, we'll need the.
Yeah. So let's just let's dive in. So, okay. What's also cool is like, oh, this is a voice response. Interesting. The hello world was a voice demo, not an SMS demo. This is the SMS demo. It's the same though. Oh no, it's this messaging response here instead of the TWIML. I copy that instead. Cool. Have you written a function before, Bianca?
I have.
I have. A serverless one?
I have. I was like,
okay, cool.
thinking, I think that'll be, so I've been meaning to like update my, my app that I built for one of our past hackathons. So I think we'll dive in there.
Okay. Let's image equals. So I think this is why I love this thing. I think it literally is just event.media URL 0, but I'm not 100% sure. And we have the receive an inbound message. I think this is it. I forget where a messaging resource. That's what it is. So yeah, we're gonna have So I just, I go through the docs. I should probably remember all these things all the time, but I don't. So message properties, num segments from, to, price, error message, URI, account SID, num media, number of media files associated, and then there should be something where it's like the actual media files. But I don't see that in here. I can't remember where that is. So we're just gonna like see if that's right.
Trial and error.
Here's how we're gonna test this. We're gonna just test this super live. Well, actually, I can't test it that live, but okay. Event media URL. Let's go through because like I can. So here's the thing I love about this is like I can just go here and just say Twilio serverless run, and it's running locally. But that doesn't mean it's necessarily like getting text messages locally. I'd have to deploy it. So we're gonna write a little more code and then try it out. But let's just console.log image URL. Just have that there so that eventually we'll make sure that that's working. And now we're gonna need OpenAI stuff. I don't know what Axios is, but so let's import OpenAI from OpenAI. Cool. That is the line. And then just where I'm getting this from. So Vision OpenAI here. So we're basically going to do this, right? Actually, you know what? Let's do more copy pasta here. So this is how this is like sending an image. So your text is what is this image? Then you have the image URL and it does something with it. So let's, was that in Node? No, that's Python. That won't work. This will work. Sweet. So we have we're gonna need that line and we'll keep that above this. So that's there. And then we'll need this stuff. And then I know something that we're gonna have to do just to be safe, which is we're gonna have to make this async, because if we don't make it async, it'll just kind of like frizz out. Yes, thanks, Chef Brent. Don't mix Python with Node. It does not end well. Good. We get so much good advice here at Twilio.
We do.
Don't mix coding languages.
Not at all. We'll make a shirt. Maybe we need, we'll add some merch. Just don't mix.
Yeah. I did appreciate, I used to do a lot of stuff in ROS, which is the robot operating system. And you could basically write like these nodes and it was like a distributed network. And most of it depends on where you were. But like when you're like building something for real, you'd use C++. But like C++ is kind of hard. So occasionally you would just use Python and you could kind of use them like, as long as a node was one or the other, you could use them interchangeably. So you could go back and forth between the two. That was kind of nice. I did appreciate that. So model, okay. Response is this. And then image URL is instead going to be our image. Image, cool. So, and then let's say, so what, should we start with ingredient? Like, what are the ingredients? I cannot spell. You're gonna all see that
And
in this.
gradients and
Yeah,
gradients. C'est français, français. Et
yeah.
gagnon, you know? So just, yeah.
What are the ingredients in this dish?
Yes.
List the basic ingredients. It was doing this before when I tested this at one point, which is like it would be like chicken breast.
Mm-hmm.
Not specifics. For example, chicken, not chicken breast.
You're like, we just need a high level. High level.
Yeah. Return a,
Yeah.
let's just say bulleted list. If I was trying to integrate this, I'd probably be like return JSON, which is usually a nice thing, but
Yeah, I think
cool.
that's
So
the
now
thing too. It's like getting as specific as possible. Like I think that's the cool thing with it's like trial and error. You're like, okay, this is what the prompt, this is what it gave me the first time. So, even you just kind of iterating on that too.
yeah,
Get specific with the chicken. I need specifics.
how to get specific with the chicken.
You know?
Yeah. And then I think this is the why I love I hope that this is the right bit, because like this is just going to console.log the first thing, which has a bunch in it, but I think this gets the text. So like again, the magic of some of these AI tools, they kind of just like write code for you a little bit. But I don't know why. Oh, I don't need this. No, this is broken. Cool. Sweet. So now we're going to get a message response. And then I don't even think I need to do anything with the number. I think it just like does that because it has the context in the TWIML when we make this messaging response object, which is super cool and a good reason to use this. So in theory, this works. There's one thing that's very important that I'm missing, which is my environment variables. And hopefully I'm not about to dox myself, but before I do that, I'm looking at my other monitor. I'm going to make sure that I'm not about to show you guys something you should not see. Cool. Yeah, you can see my account at Sid. So like my .env, there's one other thing I'm going to need, which is I'm going to need my open AI key. That's not key. Where does it use it in here? From OpenAI, new OpenAI. It's got to authenticate somewhere.
Wonder if it's later down.
Well, unless it just knows. I don't know. Let's see quick start if it's in there. I forget where I put it. Node. Does it just like look for the OpenAI variable? You think it does it automatically from the helper library? But wouldn't I need to store it somewhere? You know what? Let's not worry about it and let's just like see. But I assume I need to put it somewhere. Create an OpenAI account, sign in, create new secret key, save it somewhere, and then where do I put the key? Set up your API key. Oh, it just wants me to do it. Okay.
Okay.
So it just wants me to put it in my thing, which I think I already did. So, yep, there it is. I think I already did that. If I didn't, let me just check. I'm just going to...
The joys of live coding. Just figuring it out.
Okay, it is in there already. So it's on my computer. So we should be fine. So I don't actually need to do anything with my environmental variables, which is sweet. They're all just there. So let's also get rid of like this other gunk I don't need at this point. Delete that. That's fine. Goodbye. Delete. This, at some point I need to make this private, but so I'm just going to do that right now so I don't mess with it. .private.js. Cool. Node modules there. I think I'm good to go. Okay. So like the cool thing here is I can just do, oh wait, let me make sure I'm on my right Twilio account. Profiles list. I work at Twilio. I've got a lot of accounts. We're going to switch to events. Cool. Or Twilio serverless deploy. That's it. Now this is, it's not going to work. I have like something outdated where it like really wants to keep deploying things with node 16 instead of 18. I don't know why. Sure, everything's saved everywhere else. What version of node? Yeah, I don't know why it keeps setting it to node 18. I probably just need to update stuff. Cool. Try that again. See, node 16 doesn't like it. We're gonna have it run in 18. Oh, what happened? We're just gonna force it up because I broke it. Live coding for the win. Just force. Just every time I do a git push -f. Always works. When I started my last job at a robotics company, I was the first thing I did. I started in October, and so one of the first social things I did was we went to a like Halloween party, and we were playing like a game where like there was like kind of charades, and you were kind of like guessing what people. And someone did like a really complicated git command as like the thing you needed to act out, and this was before I even knew what that was. It was like git hard reset head, and now I generally know that, but like me and my wife were just looking at each other. We're like, I have no idea. She's like, this is a joke you get, right? I'm like, no, I don't
You're
understand
like,
these things.
no, nope, not at all. You're like, nope. I too am not getting this. Not at all.
Yeah. Sweet. Let's go here. So this is my Twilio console already logged in. Functions and assets, services. If the magic worked, it should just be there.
Oh man.
But that's a big if, right?
If there's, yeah. Capital if.
Yeah. Capital F. Food for thought. Sweet. So it's here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's read only. That's fine. Environmental variables. I wonder if I'm not sure if it'll work right now because this like doesn't currently have my OpenAI auth, but we're gonna find out. I like to turn live logs on, and then I'm gonna go ahead and set a number to this. So let's just use, what's a fun number to use here? Unconfigured. No one's using this one for anything. Yeah. Cool. So we're gonna, instead of pointing it to some other project I had, we're gonna use a function. Baby not baby was I have a 14-month-old daughter now, and she was she was 10 days late, and so I was like at work in those last days, and I'm like I don't know what to do with myself, and so I made an app that like would select function's not there. It would basically like the app would respond with like, is the baby here yet? So what did I do wrong that the app's not there? What did I do wrong? Council's going a little slow today.
All right, got food for thought.
It should be food ID the function.
Okay.
Oh, I know what I did. I made this private, not protected. So there's you can either have it public where anything on the internet can reach it, private where it can only be reached from within the service, or protected, which means that you have to hit it with like Twilio, like basically within the Twilio environment.
Gotcha.
That's why it couldn't find it.
Good catch. Yeah.
So now I don't need the force anymore because this is real now.
It's real.
It's real. It worked. I promise. Is it done? No, it's still working.
Current status. We're building. We're building. I think that's like this is part of this show. We just continue to come with jingles throughout the show. So we have we're building.
We need a we're building jingle.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Okay. So it's there. Let's just turn that on again. Go back to phone numbers. Manage.
Go back.
Cool. Pull. Which numbers are going to use? This one.
Yeah, unconfigured.
And then okay.
Function. Food for thought.
There we go. / food ID. Sweet. So now let me. I'm gonna get on my phone. Everybody, just ignore. No, I'm gonna. We're gonna go ahead and text this number. I think I got this number.
You're like, is it in my contacts?
I put all these numbers in my contacts, but then I like forget which ones are which.
You should give them names. They should have.
I do. There's just like I have a lot of Twilio phone numbers, as you can imagine.
Yeah. Okay.
No, maybe I don't have this one. Okay. Sweet. Let's go to properties. Oh, and perfect. It's not. It's also there. We go. Now everyone can see it, but so can I. This will not be working long term, so do not expect this to always work. And let's just. I took some pictures of food recently to like. Use here. So let me grab one. Let's see. This is an easy one. Let's see if I can do this. This is just a piece of chicken.
Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Let's see.
Oh, I should have waited. Hold on. I should have gone to, because now I'm not going to see the logs. Didn't reply to me though. So, although it could be waiting. I also didn't, I don't know if I made it async there. So there's a chance this just isn't going to work, but we'll try again if it doesn't.
Got food for thought.
Live logs, food ID. Here we go.
Fetching.
Yeah, no, it's just like waiting now. Like it's just sitting there. But let me just try again.
Okay.
To send it a message. And I can also look at my error logs, but this should say stuff soon of like, didn't know this. Or I just messed it up. Oh, there we go. So yeah. See, it didn't like something. Cannot use import statement outside module. I don't know what import OpenAI. What can't I do? Why can't I do that? I don't know what went wrong there. Isn't that? I was expecting some errors. I don't know what this one was.
Not a paragraph.
No, well, they're all paragraphs. That's normal.
No, I know. I'm just like, you're like, whoa. I thought it was something little. I think just, the amount of. You're like.
We're back here. I'm going to do something to make our lives a little easier, which is I'm going to say, I'm going to basically do this so we can do it locally. So like, I can do this, run. It's probably going to yell at me for some stuff down the road, which is fine. But now this is running locally for me. So like, it's running locally. And so now I can actually just go to Postman, which is nice. Let me copy this though. If I just go to Postman here, new HTTP request. So we're gonna go to that URL and then params. I can just throw it in the normal parameters. If I just send it now, like this will hit, but nothing's happening because there's nothing in there. Oh yeah, it didn't like it. This is like too cramped right here. Let me get rid of this for a second. So can I use it? So like now I actually see the errors and we can play with it a little bit. So is this not supposed to be quick start? What was the quick start? Import OpenAI from OpenAI, constant OpenAI. I mean, I did that. It's exactly what I have. Did I use Python? No.
Did you mix your languages?
Yeah. Let's do what everybody's supposed to do, which is Unless somebody in the chat knows what I did wrong, but I cannot use import statement outside a module. Do I need to put it? I feel like I always put it on the top there in my code. Let me see my other code really quick. Hold on. I'm looking over here at some other code that I wrote. I do a lot of code with Airtable scripts, and I feel like it's a similar thing. So let me just try to find one that like, no, I did all the same exact thing, and I did all those things outside of the event. Huh. I don't know why that's not working. Is it? I don't know. Let's Google. Go to our friend.
The Googs.
Let's see what it says. If there's an answer. Type module. Let's make this a little more specific and say OpenAI. Import stuff from OpenAI. I think your problem is that you're importing modules instead of. This is exactly how I have it written. So I don't know why this is not working. That's annoying. I hate when it's like something small when I'm trying to live code where it's like
so close yet so far. I think that's like we're almost there.
Yeah.
You have all the pieces. It's just figuring out.
Yeah, like what's going on here? You know, like I'm basically doing the same thing. You know? I don't know what the problem is. That's frustrating. Because this is almost all, you always put the import statements at the top. Chef Brent's gonna call Craig. Do it. Craig knows all.
Phone a friend or phone a Craig.
Yeah. Phone a Craig, yeah. Trying to see if I have like other apps that I used OpenAI with, but I like don't have them. Wait, this one used OpenAI. Let's see how I did it here. Oh, but it was in Python. Man. I'm just, yeah, it's just not there for me. Yeah, having other people like ask what's going on with coding is so important. I like remember at one point when I was getting started, I like I was solo, you know, entrepreneur style thing, like writing alone, banged my head against the wall for so long. And then like someone was just like, oh, look who showed up.
Oh,
Craig, it's giving me an error. Oh, hi, Craig. It's saying I can't use an import statement outside a module. And then but like just trying to import OpenAI. But do I just need to literally import OpenAI and not like I don't know what's going on here. Wait, you didn't actually call him, but you somehow pinged Craig. How did Craig know?
Did we summon Craig? That's my summon Craig dance. We just Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. I felt it. Oh,
wow, that's great.
Yeah, I am stuck. It's giving me an error that says you can't use import statements outside a module when I in a function try to import OpenAI. Yes, this is a serverless function.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a delay, I think, between chats, so we're going to be talking as we go. Require it.
Okay.
As in, like, not import, but require. Did I use the wrong terminology because I'm in the wrong thing? Like, require OpenAI. What does that want? You are in the future. I'm in the future. Why is it telling me there's an issue with that, though? What does the ChatGPT tell me if I start typing require? Is it like this? Yeah, okay. Do I still need the import statement up front though? Or do I just do it here? You're saying I need constant OpenAI equals require OpenAI.
Mm-hmm.
I probably don't need this. I probably don't need this. Cool. So I think that's, let's just see if it like runs and give me an error.
We phoned
That'll be
Craig.
exciting if it does. Something's happening. That's good.
Okay.
Probably not going to work because I'm not sending it anything, but like,
Hey.
you know, see what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
We got our terminal. Okay, so it did give me another error here.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's now it's not like in my chat my image URL undefined. So like I think let's just fix that first. And let's just for testing, we're gonna equal oh wait, I can actually just do this. I don't need to. I just need media URL 0 to be something. So here, params, and then we gotta let's find an image on the internet really quick. Food
Search
images.
That's
a lot of hot dogs.
Okay, but they're very clearly hot dogs.
Yeah.
So
copied that image. So now the media URL is going to be that, whatever that is. And now we're going to try to. Oh, that's a long URL.
Oh yeah. Hot dog or no hot dog.
Yeah, I remember that from Silicon Valley. Okay, so now at least we got a we got that's there, but so this chat completion's not happy now. Did you do a Chef Brent did a hot dog not hot dog YouTube video? That's fun.
So that's a new progression. So we started off with baby not baby, and now hot dog not hot dog.
Now hot dog not hot dog. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a progression. That's what we're going through. Okay. Let's see.
So it didn't like this line.
Okay.
For some reason. OpenAI.chat.completion. Again, it's different up here though. So like check the usage. I stepped on your def. I don't know what that means. Craig's being elusive. So you change this is different. I'm just curious. Like, let's let AI write these things. No, see, it's putting the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We've got OpenAI here.
Mm-hmm.
And then await OpenAI chat completion. That's how they want us to do it. Await OpenAI chat completion. Create. Should be there. Am I looking at like an old version?
All the considerations. These are all the things you gotta consider. Think about. There's a step in the usage. There's a step in the usage instructions there. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Check. I don't know where I'm looking for this. Oh wait, hold on. GPT-4. Maybe it changed.
Mm-hmm. The voice. We summoned Craig. Now we have the voice.
We were so stuck that Brent had to talk to us. That means that,
The
okay.
voice.
Access GPT-4 we have. Assistant API, that's fine. We're not using that. Quick start. User system message. Great. Okay. So this is a base 64 encoding, which is not what we're doing. So that's fine. Multiple image inputs, we're not doing that either. I don't know where we're missing. Is this the previous page we were talking about? This is like I feel like I'm in an escape room right now. Like starting to sweat.
The clock, it's also like it's like, did you use all your clues? It's like, how many clues? The clue counter. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am very good at escape rooms too, so that's why this is frustrating. But so I already have this. Do I need to like still do this? Because I already did this constant OpenAI equals new, like equals require OpenAI. But is there something I'm missing? Constant OpenAI, I did that. Did that, Craig. Constant OpenAI equals require OpenAI, which is right there. And now, but it's not now, OpenAI is not, yeah. I don't know. What am I missing?
Const OpenAI equals new OpenAI.
Yeah. Oh, I need wait, so oh, I see what's going on here. I skipped a line. Okay. Let's do that. And then we need to do, and then this is where I would need to send it my OpenAPI API key, which I need to do. So I'm gonna actually do that somewhere you guys can't see it. So you guys are not looking at my API keys. But it's gonna be in my .env file, which is hopefully not open. Thank you, Craig. We really appreciate you. Yeah, so we'll close that.
Great.
You know, Craig Craig inspired me to do a lot of this live coding and video stuff. So I do really appreciate him stepping in here and helping us out here.
I think that's always the piece too, when it's like, especially with escape rooms, it's like right when you find it, you're like, what? It was right in my face this whole time. That's always like, really? So yeah.
Okay. So I just updated my .env file to have this OpenAI key. Cool. So that should also work. Whoopsies, didn't mean to close that. Let's try again. Let's try this and see if anything works now. Whoop. Okay, now we're getting somewhere because something happened faster. It's missing my OpenAI key. Missing or empty. I thought I just did that. Did I save it? OpenAI API key, I did.
Okay.
So I don't know why that's not working there. Put it in the right thing. I'm not going to open my .env anymore because that's going to show you guys stuff that you can't see. Oh, I know what I need. I need to do this. I need to load .env. You know, that's the wrong thing. Craig is chatting over YouTube if you're on Twitch. Yes, that is what's happening. I forgot how to load environmental variables.
API.
Let's just Google it.
API load. Key. Craig was adding some goodness.
See, this is why I called myself a pretend developer. Blah, blah, blah.
It's also, I will say, it's also just like a new, just getting familiar with different docs, different ways of building.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that'll do it. Let's see if that does
it. Okay.
Taking time. That's good.
Okay.
So we'll see if it's going.
So much action, suspense.
Yeah. Okay. I left it an unsupported image, so I just got to find a better image.
That's
a good error. It's happening.
I was like, been there.
Um,
It's like, does this work for this?
yeah.
Food photo. Yeah, that one was a long one. Or can you maybe like food
Maybe I
photo of
just need
an
to like uh
yeah.
copy image
That
address. I think it was like a Google link.
yeah,
You know what I
that
mean when they
actually
do that?
that actually happened to me in the past. Getting specific about like the image type. But yeah, let's see. All right, let's see what we got.
Now this is a .jpeg, so we're good. And I
Yep.
don't actually need this part. I'll just get rid of that. And
Okay.
okay, so it's working now. Unless that was the last time.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, maybe it's not. Maybe it still doesn't like it.
Nice.
Okay, we're gonna try something different here, which is we're gonna just go ahead and deploy this, and we're just gonna see what happens up in the environment when I send that text message again.
We're gonna have our wish lists. You know. Also, yeah, the crew is all here, all together.
We got an Emily on chat now.
I know, like party. It's party time here.
I know.
Okay.
I will say, doing things and being silly is way better when you got some friends helping you out and looking over your shoulder. So Emily's done that for me.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way you can
So I got my live log. So like as I text, so it just went up. That's good. And I got my live log. So like hopefully, as I text this number, although it's kind of hard to read this, it should at least give me like a media URL, which will be good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it gave me an error, which is fine. It's what
Progress.
This is where I get confused because now it's like cannot find module.env. Wait, I know what the problem is. Okay, in the where am I? In functions, it's the environmental variables are stored in context, I believe. Yeah. And so what we can do instead of what I just did with like the .env load thing is I can go back here. Sorry, this is like, it's hard when you're trying to share a screen. So we don't need this. And we're going to go ahead and move this down to here. Now it's in the export handler. And then I can just change this to context. And then it should still work. So that should be good. So now this is basically, instead of doing other stuff, it's using the Twilio tools. But yeah. What's going on in chat? I see that we got some lively chat about some Twilio products, I think.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of what we want to see.
Yeah. Anything interesting, Bianca, I should respond to?
Let's see. Now I know code pooter. I like that. That's a cool name. Recall previous interactions using SID or phone number for multiple calls from the same person.
Yeah, that's conversations.
Yeah. And
tracks a lot of that stuff for you.
Yeah. So you had some stuff there. And then, Emily was just adding to the party. Yeah. Yeah, we went everywhere. Yeah, the conversations. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, so now we got live log still on. I'm gonna try again.
Okay.
I literally just have a text stream right now with just pictures of chicken over and over and over again. Me sending them. It's just fun.
Chicken. We'll add that to the jingle log.
Cool. So now we got a different error. That's good. So image URL, we got an image URL, which is great.
Okay.
It appears to be a roaster or grilled chicken with a company sauce. It didn't respond to me though. So like, got to figure out what's up with that. But it worked, right? So we've got our message back. Our message, and then role assistant, content. It appears to be a roasted chicken. Now, why it did not send me a message, I don't know.
But we know it's chicken.
Yeah. So I'm going to be looking away from the screen for a minute because I want to check the logs, and I want to do it on a different browser window because the logs might show my phone number.
We don't need that.
So I'm going to try to not dox myself, which I've done a lot of.
Very, very important.
Yeah. So it got the incoming message. It did not send an outbound one, which is frustrating. But let's go. So let's go to so if we go to functions here, there should be examples where it's like developer guide. Examples. Here we go. Send SMS and MMS.
Perfect.
So all this fun stuff. Let's get to the code.
Get to the code.
So this is using curl. That's not what I want. Okay, send an SMS from to body. Great. Okay. So it should have all this context when I create it. New docs. Yeah. Got some new docs. So then so this is saying Twilio client.message.create body to from message, blah, blah, blah. I know I can reply with TWIML. That's what I thought I had. Because constant TWIML equals new TWIML message response, change the message there, and then callback null and TWIML. But so it should at least give me like the TWIML back. But it didn't. So I'm not sure why. This is I know. But in my logs, I just got a receive message and nothing sent. I didn't actually get an error. That was the confusing part. It just didn't send something back. So you know how that goes. Put a random line on that. Put a return. No, the callback. Return callback. You're right. See, this is why having friends is so nice. Yep, you're right. You got to return the callback. See, amazing. Again.
Wow, that's a great catch.
We're just pretending.
Yeah. Just. It's also, again, it's always like the little things. I think that's the thing.
That's my problem with code. And like, unless you do it a lot and you're coding a lot, you just always forget the little things.
Yeah.
Okay.
The little things.
So this is deployed. I'm going to send it again. And then we should get another thing.
That tells you.
Yeah. And we're going to have to play with this prompt a little bit for sure. But we'll get there.
Because you wanted it to be general.
Yeah, Craig says he only spotted that because I've done that a bunch, for sure.
I love that. Yeah. After a while, you start to know, like, where the holes and the gaps are.
I might have to send it a new picture so we know if it's a new one. But this is okay. So it did the same thing. Execution ended, and it didn't send me anything back. Oh, but this is weird. How it's not. Did I not save? I bet I didn't save. No, it's returned there. Let's try one more time, just in case.
That's a good one. Yeah, I love that. Like, no teacher-like experience. No, you can only learn truly from experience. You can reference it back.
Yeah. I know. You just got to write code, and then you get good at code. So, okay. So I have another thing there, but again, it didn't send me a message, which is really frustrating. Yeah. Image URL. So it got like all that stuff worked. Look at us. It's the Twilio stuff that we're having trouble with. Who would have thunk?
Golly
Who
gee.
would have thunk?
Wow.
Um,
So we have
but
everything
yeah,
else.
I
It
wonder if
just
I can like, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Like this should do it, right? Like this Twiml.message response, and then we got the message, unless this is wrong. Yeah, exactly. Twilio part's the easiest part until you take it for granted. So response, so like here, if we think about it, look, response.choice 0. So we're there. And then what it comes out with is message. And then it goes, there's role and content. Oh, content's just straight. Content's not a list. So I don't think I need this context or this, like, I think I just need, we're going to try, I think I just need this. I don't think I need this. And then we're going to try that. Yeah, I'm probably sending undefined. And let's just like throw this here too, so we can see if it's just like a message.
Okay, moment of truth.
This is how we just run things. Do it live. And then
no pressure.
No pressure. Oh, I think I sent that text message too early. It's still building. Yeah, no profanity though. I'm not gonna go back to the original yeller of do it live.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Okay.
Keep it clean here.
Yeah. So.
All right. What are we getting?
I don't know. Let's find out. I've received a few, but runtime timed out. Did it take too long? It took too long. Let's just try again. So here's a problem that we might run into.
Okay.
Which there's ways to fix, but I don't know how, and it's beyond the scope, which is like, I think these can only last for 10 seconds. And if OpenAI takes longer than 10 seconds, then they time out.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's good to know.
Which just happened again. Fun.
I love how on this journey we're finding all the things, the ways it could, go into a different path.
Yeah.
So
like the way that you would do that and fix it is basically you have to create some sort of like status callback. So when it did get the response, it would be like, okay, now we're gonna do something. Yeah, now it just keeps timing out. Oh, this is so much fun.
Yay. First we had an escape room. Now we have a timed obstacle course. Just one or the other.
That's just very frustrating that's what's going on here.
Wow. So close.
Yeah. It keeps taking like 11 seconds instead of 10 seconds.
That's so rude.
I know. I'm like, do I just keep trying and see like at one point if I get one that's less than 10 seconds? I mean, and I can't use like a turbo version of ChatGPT because I only have one that has the image in it.
Wow, send a smaller chicken. Wow. This is interesting. Do you have a
downsample my chicken? I'm like literally just like sending this chicken over and over again.
Oh my God.
It was a good chicken.
Okay, so we started off with a full chicken. Was it a hen? Was it a full? No,
I don't know. I got it from a nice chicken place in town.
Okay, so now per the suggestions, we were told to lean into chicken nuggets. Do you send?
I don't have. I guess I can get a picture of chicken nuggets on my phone.
Okay, find a chicken.
Okay, Googling chicken nuggets on stream. What'd you do today? I Googled chicken nuggets on a stream.
Got it. I could only imagine just like, especially like search results when you're looking back, it's like chicken nuggets. Maybe a less complex chicken. Okay.
Yeah, chicken. What's it gonna take?
The goal is to get down to 10 seconds.
We got it. Cool.
So the chicken nuggets were the solution. Wow.
Yeah, they were. The chicken nuggets worked. Still didn't get a
Wow.
text though.
Wow. No. Okay.
So I don't know what's going
Okay.
on.
All right. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh
So
no, it did
chicken.
reply. It said it was delivered.
Wow.
Maybe my phone's
Wow.
just. Oh, you know what? I got it. So the problem was that my phone. Let me do it one more time. My phone, it
Okay.
was like it wasn't getting responses because I have like the Twilio "Don't Bother Me" turned on. But I'll
Wow.
just show you guys
Wow.
it working here in a second.
Okay. All right. So chicken
Unless it doesn't
nuggets.
work. Chicken nuggets for the win. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Who knew? We needed
And then
a
it timed
smaller
out.
chicken. Damn. Okay.
I did get one response though. Like you can see, maybe.
Okay.
That I got, like it said chicken. Okay, there we go. And I got another text message. Chicken, breading, usually made with these things. You can't read it because it's too far away. But it worked.
Okay.
It
So
worked.
now we know when all else fails, chicken nuggets.
Summon Craig and then chicken nuggets.
Yes.
Well, here's the interesting thing though, because like it wasn't just the chicken nuggets, because like that time it took 5 seconds, but the time before it, the same thing took 11. So I think it's just like how many people are pinging OpenAI at the same time.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
To do these things, but like,
okay.
Yeah. So in theory, this now works.
Wow.
So yeah, what do we do? So let's just like go back because we just went on a whole journey. So we did a different way of getting OpenAI.
Okay.
Within the handler, we pulled our OpenAI key and created a new OpenAI object. We saved the image, which is media URL 0, and in the event. So this is like the object that Twilio passes to this function. Just to be safe, we logged the image so we know it's there. And then we did our chat completion. So OpenAI chat completion, GPT-4 vision preview, role as the user. So you have like, when you're sending things to AI, like if you know, like in your chat GPT window, you have like different chats back and forth. And so there's like the role is like user, and then the other one, I forget. I think it's, I forget what it is, but it's, oh, you know what? It's going to be, there's another, we saw it in some of our stuff though. So hold on, let me see if I can, in some of these, if I can go up here. I can't make it bigger.
Nope.
When we were like looking up before, we might have cleared it out, but there was like a role, forgot what it is, but basically you can, you guys can see me. There's like another role in the role. So basically what you can do with that is you can like, role system. So you can have like, I could send it that having context of like, I said something and then you said something and then I said something. My focus isn't great now. Is that what I'm hearing? Here, I'm just gonna.
Oh no.
Gonna go.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. Cool. It was just when you were showing stuff on the screen. Yeah.
I'll get my screen share set up for next time with my phone. So you can like send it full context. So that's like where that role comes in, and the user is like the chat you're sending. So we're basically sending it just one chat, and the text is give me the ingredients. We have an image URL, and then we send that off to OpenAI. Hope that it takes less than 10 seconds. And then we logged out the response, and then we used Twiml. So like it was, as long as I hit return here, it was that easy, right? Like these 3 lines are basically like send a reply. That's kind of cool.
That is
so. It is the easy thing if you remember to return it and tell it to actually do that.
Yeah, and I think like similar to going back to like experience, I feel like the next time, having to do this again, it's going to be much different.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and like if I was to like try to expand this, we could definitely put a studio flow in front of it, and then have the studio flow call the function with like different options, maybe better formatted responses. That would be one thing we could do. Another thing is to like save these ingredients up to Airtable. That would be potentially useful. So yeah, but that was supposed to be a quick demo. When Bianca and I were like planning this, I'm like, I think my demo is gonna be like 20 minutes, and it's an hour and 20 minutes later. So,
just we learn along the way.
We learn along the way, and we get supported along the way by
Yes.
Craig and Emily and Brent, and Thank you guys all so much for that.
Yes.
Yeah, and so we Bianca, we had the really exciting opportunity recently to talk to a bunch of AI startups. Um, and so that event is the so we ran what we called it the AI startup searchlight, where we like looked
Mhm.
for companies that were doing a great job like using AI and Twilio and communications, and we got like over 100 responses. I know I was like blown away looking at some of them. There were ones where I would like call and didn't even realize that I was like talking to an AI, not a human. But then we narrowed it down, and then some guest judges, including our
Yeah.
CEO, picked some people, and then we got to actually just recently talk to them for an event that's happening a week from tomorrow, the Transform Together with the AI Startup Searchlight winners. And you had some conversations, I had some conversations. Any ones you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me it's just kind of cool to see the different verticals that AI, like that we were able to touch base on. So Milo doing some really awesome stuff
Yeah,
in the family space. And then
yeah.
Rely doing some stuff, especially in the healthcare system. So I think it was just really awesome to see just the lens and the approach that they're all taking, and really how they're
Mhm.
leaning into like here are these different verticals and how we can go a little deeper with AI. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was really cool. I know who are you connecting with during
Well, I
those
mean,
chats?
yeah, let's talk a little bit more about Milo, because they were super cool, and they're like an app for parents, and I'm a parent.
Oh.
Um, and it was also one of those things, like I talked earlier about how like AI is kind of like handing that last little fuzzy bit. Like that's what they did well. So Milo, the founder, Avni, had
Mhm.
founded other startups before in the parent and like helping parents around like caregiving and things like that. And basically, what Milo does is it's a virtual assistant for like coordinating all what they call the invisible load of parenting, and that's all the like school stuff and extracurriculars and
Mhm.
doctor's appointments, all the things that like you have to all of a sudden not just like worry about like what's going on in your own life, but going on in like these other
A
these
little
other
human.
beings' lives as well.
A
And
whole
you have to
human.
coordinate, and it's yeah, these other little humans, and it's not just you. It's like I have to like coordinate with my wife and all of our other caregivers and like family members about all
Mhm.
these things. Um, and so their whole thing was basically putting a little bit of an AI so that they can understand when like you forward them an email about an upcoming school event, they'll put it on your calendar. Or like you can send them a text being like, oh, someone just told me it's like pajama day next Tuesday, and they'll like throw it on your calendar, that kind of stuff. Or sharing things about appointments like across caregivers and things like that. And it makes so much sense to me to like have that. And she also said that they were very keen on just like having what they called like invisible UI. So like people, you just text in and it works, which I thought
Yeah.
was super cool.
And how like I think even with that like invisible UI, like especially as a parent, how do you want to feel like you're talking to to a bot? So yeah, how like what are your thoughts around that too?
Yeah. Um, it's so that's actually an interesting point, which is like when for that one, you're talking to an AI. Like that's the point, is like
Mhm.
this is AI, we know it's AI, good. There's other ones where you don't know you're talking to an AI. And like I always am like, is that what we want? I don't know. But I think if you know you're talking to an AI and you know it's part of the process, it
Mhm.
feels a little more natural to do it.
Yeah.
I think I would get frustrated if it like always got things wrong. But if it was helpful, you know, that would be super cool.
You're like, I don't care who you are, as long as you get me the info. No, yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's going to be interesting too, like understanding like how used to AI we're getting that we're like, wait, I can't even distinguish is this a bot? Is this, am I talking to a computer? But we're
Yeah.
always talking to computers, so but that's
I mean, right now I'm technically talking to my computer.
oh,
You're on
literally.
the other side of it, Bianca, but I'm
I
talking to
know.
my computer.
So it's like, wow, some things never change. So just talking to
Yeah.
computers, retrieving chicken nuggets, just all the things.
Yeah.
Is this the future that we dreamed up of? I think
Yeah,
so.
more or
Okay.
less. And then you got to talk to Rely Health, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Rely,
How? Yeah.
I think, yeah, they're doing a lot of work around like care navigation. So I do think even just like helping folks figure out like what part of the process they are at within the healthcare system, where do they need to
Mhm.
go. So I do think like how do you start to one give capacity right to these providers as well as the patients. So I do think that that space around like AI as a tool to augment, to expand capacity. And I think that's a theme that we're even seeing around like, I don't think the goal is to replace, but I do think it's like, how do we make these systems more efficient? Also, it's like, how can we reach more? How can we do more? You know, like,
Yeah.
I don't know that you want to sit and have to plan a bunch of appointments and all the things for your growing human. I think you would love to just spend more time, right,
Yeah.
with your little human, rather than having to
Yeah.
think of all the like logistics of parenting. So I do think like Rely also helping to like expand capacity. So they're spending more time reaching more people, helping more people. So I do think that's those are some themes that we're definitely seeing in this space, in these spaces, right? Which is like expanding capacity so you could do more and serve more
Yeah.
people.
Like one thing Rely was even saying is like they avoid having like they take away a lot of the like hold time for the care
Hmm.
navigators. So like they don't have to sit on hold and wait and make sure that someone picks up or not. Like it kind of does that for them. That was super
Yeah.
cool. And then they also told a story about how they because their AI was able to follow up like way longer term with somebody, they were able to like help. I think it was like get someone into like rehab even like way
Hmm.
after the care navigator finished with them, because it was still like the AI was still able to follow up, and then eventually they pushed them back to working with a human again. And stuff like that's so cool when you like are saving lives here and there,
Yeah.
saving lives anywhere, but like saving lives just like it changes things.
No, that's
So
super
that was super
awesome.
cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
Brent, I don't know if you have that. I can get you that link, but it might be fun to drop in chat for people to sign up. So that's our Transform Together on March 20th. That's happening, and you'll see a little opening from our from Vanessa Thompson, who's she's the VP of marketing, I think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then you'll get Emily did a pair of interviews, and then and then Bianca did one, and then I did two more. So like
Mhm.
they're really exciting, and the conversations were so good, and I'm so excited to like pull some of the things that I learned into my own content as well, and like the
Yeah.
Twilio startup labs and things like that.
I think what was really cool too was just seeing what people are building. So I think even on the stream or just generally, I think getting a sense of like what are people building? Because I think that ultimately was the essence, right, of the Searchlight contest, right, which was really getting a sense of like what are people building. I know we're doing
Yeah,
a lot of tinkering, but there is some building happening. So I do think like even seeing more and more like what people are building and creating. So I'm excited. I'm excited to
yeah, and
see the stories live.
yeah, and the other thing about that the pro is like we gave the judges like criteria. We're like, how much of an impact are Twilio and AI having on your business? How creative is it? Things like that. Like we gave them a few like very
Mhm.
loose criteria, and they managed to basically all pick tools where it's like the AI was very like augmentative. I don't know if that's the word, but it, like augmented people, and I like
Yeah.
love that they kind of picked that out. Because like that was the key. It wasn't anybody just like here's an AI tool, go use it. It was literally like we have this problem that we're actually solving, and AI is part of that. Like that last little piece is just works with AI better.
And that to me is like the exciting part of just like tech and just building, which is like the things that we're unable to do, like the things that our human capacity can have us limited on, like what are the ways in which we can leverage technology to do some really awesome stuff, even if that
Yeah,
means getting photos of chicken nuggets, but also
yeah,
saving lives. And there's room for
and
all of that, you know?
right, and like what we just did was like pretty. Once I figured out how to actually make a call, it was pretty easy. But like when I first tried to think about how I was going to do that, I like was looking on like TensorFlow for like
Hmm.
specifically trained image detection of food models, And like even just in the last year or so, it's gotten so much easier to just like kind of like throw AI in the middle and like not, you don't have to have these like models that are like perfectly trained to do what you need. You give them enough information and they generally can do
Mhm.
stuff, which is pretty cool.
It is, yeah. I think
Yeah.
there's lots of I think whether it's stuff around like images, what am I thinking about? I know assembly AI, speech. I'm very excited about like stuff around like speech and language. I often think about like I want as a child of immigrants, like I think a lot about like I need someone to help me out and like create just like myself in just a model. And so I think a lot about stuff that leverages speech and how do we think about sentiment, how do we just interpret, right? So I do think I'm pretty excited about those things. So I do
Hmm.
think like it's been kind of cool to even see like the evolution of
Yeah.
what we're working with, you know?
You just
Yeah.
mentioned assembly AI. What is that? I'm not super familiar.
Yeah, they're leverage probably, go through, let's see. Let's like do a little screen
They
sharing.
speech recognition. You can
Yeah, so they
it's
could
on my screen now too, so you guys can, if you want to share my screen, Brent.
yeah. So yeah, so essentially they leverage just voice data into, whether it's like a transcript, whether it's like summaries, context, things like that. But they're more focused around speech or speech
Yeah.
sounds. So it's pretty exciting stuff.
You know what
Yeah.
I love? I love that the first, like, they just like on their homepage, they have code. Like the day we live in, where it's just like, this is there, like, here, code. This is literally 5 lines that you need to make this stuff
Hmm.
happen. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I think that's, I think as more and more people, get to building, yeah, as more and more people get to building, like we'll see, the
Yeah.
ease of just a few lines of code.
I know.
Yeah.
Craig says they have a great Moolah, um,
Model.
8,000 Moolah model too. I don't know what that means. Um,
Let's
but
see.
that's okay. But yeah, here's their different models. So speech to text, audio
Mhm.
integration, LLMs and
Yeah.
voice data. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm even thinking about like in
It's
the
what the phone uses. Yeah.
yeah, and like even in the mental health space, there might be like I wonder the connection with like therapists, right? Like a lot of that, like, what they can find out with that. So yeah, I think that's one thing I feel like it'll be fun to see this stuff around speech because we talk a lot. We talk a lot. We're talking
We
to the
do. And
computer,
like, this is the
you
way
know?
I remember like when this was all starting and like, people were like, my grandma would be like, AI, what's it gonna like? Is it gonna
Mhm.
replace us? And like, ever since I studied robotics, people are like, "When's the robotic takeover happening?" I'm like, "It's not. Don't worry." Um, but
You
the
can
the
you can
thing
tell
that
us, Alex. Is a
I'll
robot
let you
telling
know,
you?
I got the in with them robots.
Okay,
Robots
just
are,
let us know.
yeah, they're not great at a lot of things, so who knows if that'll
Okay.
happen. But
Okay.
the thing that I said is like, I jinx. Oh, we got some stuff there. Oh wow, Craig and Brent racing to drop fun things in chat.
Yes.
So that's good. But I was thinking of like Star Trek, where they just like were like, computer, run an analysis on blah blah blah, and give me the output. But it's like, that's honestly how a lot of, I think, like, in not that long, how we're going to be interacting with our devices is just like
Mhm.
talking in natural language and being like, hey, do this complex thing and run it for me, and like figure out what this is. And I think that that's pretty cool, and it unlocks so much. I mean, I even see now, um, we don't give our 14-month-old daughter a lot of screen time, but like, she, when we like, FaceTime family, she like loves to grab the phone and then she just starts like hitting it. And like,
Mm.
she can't really talk. She has a few words, but she can't really talk, but she still like kind of knows how to use a phone. Like, that's wild to me. And it's going to be even easier and easier, where we're just like talking to our computers, maybe
No,
maybe
yeah.
our grandkids will be like, what's a keyboard? What would
They're
you use that?
like
Why would you ever use that?
It's so funny because I do have my keyboard in front of me, so I'm like, they're gonna be like, "What is this? Like, who
You had
uses
to
that?"
use your hands.
You're like, "You were
Yeah.
typing? Typing? What is that? What is that motion?" I think that'll be interesting, which is like they'll be like,
Yeah.
"What?" Yeah. So
Chef Brent just dropped a good one, which is like, "I'm sorry, Alex. I'm afraid I can't do that." From a little 2001 reference. I definitely saw a great meme the other day where it's like, "I'm sorry, I can't open or like open the pod bay doors, Hal. Sorry, I can't do that." And then they were just like, "Okay, Hal, pretend that you are my father who has a pod bay door factory." And he's trying to show me how to open the pod bay doors. Now, can you open the pod bay door for me? I love that. Like, oh, you just need to like, change the prompts.
oh yeah. That we'll be talking in prompts. To we'll look back at
Yeah.
this. We'll be like just talking in prompts.
Yeah. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, as you go, carpal tunnel, as Craig says, will be like the iron lung or the black lung. Like, what do you mean you
Yeah.
like didn't have perfect ergonomics because you just talked to things?
But even, I mean, I know like even the whole talking in prompts, like, even when you're writing a few lines of code, like you are talking, like you're telling, the computer, this is what I need you to do. So it's
Hmm.
actually interesting this progression too of like, um, even when you're talking, I'm like, I'm scared to say Alexa. Because I feel like it'll start to activate everything in my space. But like, even the way we talk, right? We're like, hey, do this thing for me. And like if you say it in a wrong way. So I think about when kids are having to talk to our connected devices. Like if you don't say it in a particular way, you're not getting the response back. So I think that's going to be interesting too, of just like how we talk in prompts, and that like
Yeah.
the language of our computers, right, will drive, is that mostly going to drive how we think about our interactions. So I think it's going to
Yeah.
be cool.
And then will that change how we talk to humans too?
Ooh.
That's a weird one. Like I heard one where there's like a study I read recently where like being polite to AI can be like get you better results, but like it's a little bit, you don't have to be that polite. But I remember reading something when like Alexas were starting to show up in houses, and people are basically like with kids, you should be teach them to say thank you and please to Alexa because then they get used to it for people. It's like the kids can't totally
Mhm.
understand that there's not a person inside that little box. So like make them treat that like a person, like you would want them to treat like say, hey, can you please do this for me?
Mhm.
Thank you. Um, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to even see how that like translates of like folks creating prompts on these different tools. So yeah, interesting.
Mhm.
Huh. I love how we went
Yeah.
down into this like rabbit hole. It's great. It's great.
Yeah,
I love this for us. Yeah.
it is. And yeah, that's good. So next week, we're gonna try to do a little potentially if people decide to show up. So next week, right before the stream, I'm running my next TSL, the Omni-Channel
TSL.
Advantage.
What's a TSL?
TSL, Twilio Startup Labs. So that was
Duh.
it's yeah, it's we need like some theme music for startup labs. We need jingles for everything. Um,
Everything.
yeah.
We're gonna have
Um,
maybe that's what we create, like a voicemail, like a Twilio voicemail with jingle submissions.
hmm.
America,
We could do
next
that.
stop.
Let's write that down and we'll do that with a
Okay.
build. Suno
Okay.
AI gives you some jingles. Okay, we'll try that
Okay.
too. Um,
Okay.
but so next week I have my Twilio Startup Labs, the Omnichannel Advantage. So that's where I'm, you know, trying to talk to all the startup founders, CTOs, product managers, really anybody trying to figure out like how to really do customer engagement well.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, we got that short link, twill.io/omni. So with that, we're going to be talking about how to use different channels to engage people in the right places, to make sure they are. Um, and then, but it's happening right before our stream. So when we normally stream, we get a bunch of great people in there. It's on a platform called Big Marker, and we're doing Q&A, and it's a ton of fun to do the Q&A. And I'm going to, if we run out of time with Q&A, I'm just going to ask people to join our streams. They can, find us on YouTube or Twitch, where most of y'all are joining us from, and we'll keep answering questions. And then we'll have some other stuff,
Mhm.
to chat about otherwise. But like, I'm really curious to see if that works. It's a little bit of an experiment for us to see if this is like a good way to like do more Q&A, and have people, asking us questions and giving us the opportunity to answer. So I'm pretty excited for next week too.
Yeah, I think even just like, because sometimes like we'll have these events and it's like you can't get through everything. And, there's no easier way than for us to show you, like, okay, this is what we actually mean. So, like, yeah, I could send you a doc, but building it live, right, doing it there, I do think that's always pretty useful. So, we're excited. Tell a
Yeah.
friend, tell another friend,
Yeah.
tell all your friends. It's really the
Yeah.
goal here. So, yeah.
Yeah. Just worldwide our stream domination. We'll get there. We'll get there.
This
Cool.
is great. This
But
is great.
thanks for hanging out. Thank you to the chat. Thank you to Craig and Emily and Brent for helping us through that rough
Yeah.
code. Still not as bad as the first time where I had to install Xcode for the first 30 minutes of the chat. So like, it was bad, but it could have been better. It could have been worse. And
That's true.
I'm here with you, Bianca. So I'm not just like talking to avoid and frustrated for why stuff doesn't work. But
Yeah. I
yeah,
also do think like it was just cool to go through like this is what typically happens, right? Which is like, like Chef Brent said, you got to work through it. And then like Emily said, learning or experience is the best teacher. So I
yeah,
think, you went through all the stages of Alex building.
yeah.
So,
And it's so good to have people around because, like I said, like trying to
yeah.
code in a vacuum by yourself when you can't ask somebody for help, it sucks. And like,
Yeah.
even if they don't have the answer, when like you ask somebody and they like, I don't know. I feel like there's this balance of like Google it, you can't quite figure it out, ask, and then like they might still have that problem, or they saw that before and they're like, oh yeah, you just do it this way. It's super easy.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
now I know. Now I have this OpenAI reference, and I'm going to be able to copy pasta my way to the next time I use OpenAI. So that's good.
And also someone might have the same, the same issue. And you're like, wait, I remember a time. So I think I love just even that aspect of being able to like pay it forward through experimentation, through just learning by
Mhm.
doing. So I love
Definitely.
that. I love that we've been able to even like, build out loud on this stream too. So it's good
Yeah.
stuff. Cool.
Sweet.
All right. Well, thank you
Well,
everyone for hanging with us. It was super fun. See you back again next week. Alex, this
yeah.
is awesome.
See ya.